everyone. Welcome all. Thank you so much for being here today. So happy you are here. Well, Otis, my co-star, my producer, my partner in crime, my partner on this show, who never complains but is always excited to come here and be with you all. Well, it looks like Harry was a no-show to the executive summit for his Travelist, considering he is the founder, considering that he was supposed to be there. And we do know a few days ago, I talked about Harry being elsewhere for a treatment. And we know that I spoke earlier in the week about Harry having some issues, having some serious issues where he had to go to the hospital. Allegedly. And I think it falls right in line with why Harry was not at the event in London, because he was supposed to be there. But the cover-up is there. And we're going to talk about that and just bring more insight into this saga, this soap opera that we are watching. All right, so Otis, let's get into it. You know, the video that I did talking about Prince Harry having to go to the hospital got a lot of reactions from a lot of people, and it was talked about widely, more than I would have ever imagined. And you almost have to wonder why. Why? Could it be that maybe it was true? Could it be that people were in a position to not really talk about it, but thought that they may have heard something too, but they couldn't say anything? A lot of things become part of that narrative. You start to think about it, and I just think that it hit a nerve because it makes sense. And sometimes it might not be confirmed as truth, but it still could be truth. Nobody really has 100% truth and accuracy around any reporting. I don't care if you are a seasoned journalist, you may have a higher percentage of what you're reporting on as being factual, but unless you were there, you don't have a complete, honest report about something that you're talking about. But what you do have is you have deductive reasoning, you have critical thinking, you have logical equations of if A plus B in this scenario could equal C, then yeah, okay, then you look at it and you think, I could believe this story. And that's what we're talking about here. Okay, and we always have to also remember, I am not a journalist. I am someone who knows a little bit about a little something, and I give my opinion about it. That's what it is. Okay, but I'm here to come to you in truth, and in the truth that I see, that's not made up, but it's what I see. And so, and if ever I'm wrong about something, I'll come out and I'll say it. I don't have a problem with that, because what have I always said about my channel, y'all? What have I always said? We are here to learn. And learning sometimes means that you get it right, you talk about it, and if you get it wrong, you have to acknowledge that as well. Okay, so we always have to remember that. But at the same time, I do appreciate all the people that give me support. I mean, I have a lot of you who really are like thinking the same way, and you think, yeah, this could be the truth about Harry. It makes sense. It makes sense. And there are people that have firsthand account of information that sometimes I might fall into. And maybe they have secondhand account information that I might fall into. It just is a lot of scenarios. So we have to kind of look at this, you know, with the big picture. That's my point. So let's look at what has actually happened. About a little over a week ago, there were articles everywhere talking about Prince William and Prince Harry going to the same event on different days. The press wanted to create this narrative around a rivalry with the two princes, and that was a big story. And also there were stories about Harry going to this event on June 25th. He was supposed to be there. But it is very suspect now that we don't see any stories about Harry going to this event, which was a few days after I reported about him going to the hospital. I'm thinking critically, okay? That's all I'm doing right now. So let's just look at what actually happened after those reports. So we know that William actually attended the London Climate Action Week with Jason Knopf. And they were alongside with Mike Bloomberg. And we also know that Jason Knopf is now the CEO of Earthshot Prize. Prince William, he shared his excitement about traveling to Rio de Janeiro for the 5th Earthshot Prize Awards later this year. And then he also confirmed his attendance at the ceremony in Brazil as he spoke on a panel discussion leading with Impact during London Climate Action Week at Bloomberg in the city on Tuesday. So we know William is out there doing what he does, getting it done, making real positive impact in the work that he is doing. He went on Tuesday, and Harry was supposed to be there on Wednesday. So we know that Harry was supposed to be there. William went, Harry did not. But isn't it interesting that you can't find any articles about Harry going to this event today? You can't find anything about it. There is nothing there. But what we do have are people who talked about it. And those articles or that information is still there because they got the information from the actual articles. Okay? So that's what we're going to look at. Just to kind of give you a little bit of context. We have this post here that said, Prince Harry returns to UK for Travelist Climate event on June 25th during London Climate Action Week. Prince Harry will join global experts for the second Travelist Summit focusing on sustainable tourism and climate data solutions. And this is what I find so interesting as well, is that there were talks about Harry going to this event by the press. But now you can't find these articles. Nobody's talking about Harry being there. No one's actually giving details about what happened with Harry that I spoke about. No one's talking about that. And they didn't talk about it because maybe there is some kind of embargo, or maybe they didn't really have all the details. But what we did get is we got a lot of stories about Harry's downfall. Harry is not doing well, but never any specifics about, well, why isn't Harry doing well? What is going on with Harry right now? How is it that suddenly this whole event that he was supposed to be at is looking like he was never supposed to be there? But we clearly saw that he was supposed to be there. People were talking about Harry and William being in the same town at the same event during the same week on different days, but no one's mentioning it now. It's almost like it just disappeared. It's like, okay, William showed up, and Harry, it was like poof, he's gone. Don't talk about that. Another person spoke about it. Prince Harry heading back to UK for major Travelist event. Prince Harry is heading back to the UK this week, June, to attend a second major Travelist event. We know he was recently in Shanghai doing the same thing. I mean, my goodness, the man is the founder. He's the founder of this company that is supposed to be there, but he's not there. If he's not there, then what other engagement did he have that would take his time away from being at this major event? Why isn't he at an event that he's supposed to be at that was reported on that he was going to be there? Okay, maybe a change of plans. Maybe there was something else that came up that he had to be at. Okay, well, where is it? Where is he at? Why is he not a travelist? Why are people, or why are not the articles saying where is Harry? Why wasn't Harry at this Travelist event? We know he needs the money. We know he needs to get out there to promote his work, to make money. So it has to be a very logical and very important reason why he's not at this event. You see how the narrative has completely, like, kind of like magic. It was just like, whoop, whoop. It never happened. It never happened. Because maybe there was an emergency. Maybe there was something that needed to be addressed that was not good for Harry, and he had to go get help. Maybe that is the reason. I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what it looks like to me, and that's what I have heard by a source. We have to look logically at these things because I think it's very serious and it needs immediate attention because I believe there's a life at stake here. And I believe that he is not in good hands with the people that are in his circle now. That's what I believe. This article goes on to say, or this person goes on to say, it's called Daily Updates. Prince Harry's return to the UK signals purpose. After leading the first leg of the initial in Shanghai, Harry is once again heading back to the UK to participate in a panel discussion about sustainable tourism and data-driven climate solutions. Prince Harry's return to the UK signals purpose. After leading the first leg of the initiative in Shanghai, Prince Harry is once again heading back to the UK. Momentum for the 3-part Travelist event series. The goal is clear. Now, here's the other thing. If you are the founder of a company and you are not at a major event like this, you're not really doing your job. Additionally, if you are from the UK, where your company is going to be, why are you not there? You see, the question becomes, where is Prince Harry? Now, I was looking all day yesterday. I didn't see anything about Harry being at this event. He was a no-show, and he was not even mentioned during the event, allegedly. Okay? Go on to say, a deep dive into sustainable travel at this Travelist event. Prince Harry will engage with panelists on topics like industry compliance, sustainability data, ecosystems, scaling green tourism strategies. He's heading back to the UK with renewed focus, hoping to drive impactful dialogue before the global summit. This was extremely important for Harry to be at. So the story is now, why was he not there? Where is Prince Harry? And then I went and I asked AI. Because, you know, AI gathers all the information from the internet and gives you the information that is put out there among different sources. This is what AI said to me when I asked this question about, did Harry go to this event? And AI said Prince Harry will be in London for a Travelist Executive Summit during London Climate Week, which takes place in late June. The summit is scheduled for June 25th, and it will focus on sustainable tourism and climate data solutions. It's a part of a 3-part series aimed at driving collaboration ahead of COP30. So we hear once again information from AI telling us from the sources that they got when these articles were originally put out there that Harry was supposed to be at this event. And so my point really is not about Harry being in the hospital, allegedly, but more importantly, Harry is not doing well. That's the story. And rather than talking about Harry not doing well or being hospitalized and, you know, what the thing is, the drama that Meghan has put out there with her ads ever and like how Harry and Meghan are getting along, like rather than talking about that, the story really becomes that there is an emergency happening before our very eyes that we don't even hear the sirens. We don't even hear the ambulance sirens during this emergency. And so I just bring it to the attention of the stories that I talk about so that we can put in context what the real story is. And the real story is that Harry wants to leave. He's regretting even moving to LA. This is a story that has recently come out. I think possibly even right before, maybe there were problems. I don't know for sure, but maybe that would make sense. But there are stories now coming out that he's having regrets about even moving to Los Angeles. And that's going to be a whole nother video. But it does put in context the idea and the information that I am feeling around Harry right now is that he's not well in Los Angeles. He doesn't want to be there, and he's coping. And we know how Harry copes. Harry is a known user of substances. He's talked about it in his book. We've heard him talk about it at this event that he did, this whole fee for access, when he spoke with Dr. Gabor Mate is who he spoke with. And later, Dr. Gabi Mate came out and said that he regretted his interview with Prince Harry. That was one experience of negative media coverage pushing him to the edge. It could the world imagine what Harry and Meghan have been through? Let us be kind to one another. He also went on to say a clinical psychologist has also raised concerns about Prince Harry's well-being after examining his explosive interview about the legal battle. This was actually last month in early May. This article came out. He went on to say that Prince Harry needs help, according to clinical psychologists who examined the explosive interview. Harley Street medic Dr. Raj Perswad, he raised major concerns about the Duke after spotting worrying signs that suggest he is in difficulty while examining his behavior for the Express. And so even psychologists are weighing in on Harry's well-being. And so that's the actual story, not whether what I said was true or that's a lie or why would you say that and you're absurd, that you're putting out clickbait. Like, rather than going to that default of just nonsense, why not think critically about, could that be true? Is there actually something happening right now with Prince Harry that we should be talking about? I would think so. And that's all I'm going to say about it for this video. I usually do lives on Thursday, which I will be doing, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about it. But I wanted to get this video out just to talk a little bit about what I see in this situation right now. And that is all I have for this video. Okay, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Yep, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. He knows. All right, everyone. Hopefully you'll catch me at my live later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you later. Bye.